Hello Fantasy Faithfuls and welcome to Fantasy Snapshot, where I'm looking at Michael Gallup. Gallup is facing the Washington Redskins in Week 2. The Redskins gave up 154 yards to the Eagles wide receiver 2 in Week 1 and 45.6 points in total to wide receivers with 14.3 yards per reception and 3 touchdowns.
On second down, same play, pass is caught, Gallup.
Gallup is being targeted almost all across the field, but with a visible lack of targets over the middle, with the left side of the field being the more dominant one for him by quite a lot with 35 and 17%. His catch rate in his 2 main zones seems to have improved a lot. These numbers reflect his career average to get a bigger sample size, but he caught all targets in these zones in Week 1. Especially nice as the Redskins gave up a catch on 81% of all short left targets last year, and Wentz completed 11 out of 15 for 81. He gains a huge amount of yards when he catches the ball, so the targets he gets are very boom or bust, and that is exactly what I want for this week. The Redskins struggled to defend the deep ball last week, and last year they gave up a catch on 55% of deep throws for 31 yards per catch, 2 above the league average. When we add Week 1 to his previous performances, he's still not considered a stable fantasy producer with 0.6 floor, but he raised his ceiling by 0.7 points for this week, even if my projection will have something to say about this. His chance of booming is great for a wide receiver, 3.9%. Chance of being above that ceiling is fantastic, and almost no risk in him being below that 0.6 floor. His touchdown rate since entering the league is 2.7%, which is not a bad number considering what Dallas has been in the passing game. With how the Cowboys are playing at the moment, the way they're using Gallup in combination with how the Redskins handled receivers in Week 1, I have him projected for an okay workload of 6 targets and for 4 receptions. I would like to take a second to remind you to hit that like button, leave a comment what you think about this video, and subscribe to the channel. I love every interaction I have with y'all, and every little bit helps me put out even more content. Looking at his usability from last year, even with the lack of opportunity and a limited passing offense for most of the season, he should have been started twice throughout the year, a number I think he'll easily double in 2019. Looking at this week's situation, the Cowboys are on the road versus a bottom 16 air defense with a losing record. For Gallup, this is not the best situation. He has scored a little bit less on the road, more against bottom 16 air defenses, so that's a big plus, but usually is a little bit more involved against teams with a winning record, even with the Giants game in the books. Gallup saw 8 red zone targets last year and none in Week 1. With last year's targets, he scored 1 touchdown, which is not great, but add that the Cowboys only scored on 27% of all red zone throws, it is understandable. With 14.5% of his team's red zone targets, without Cobb with him, this is not something you should count on. And based on all these stats, he has a risk factor of 96% this week. He's a very risky pick based on previous performances from 2018, but I'm confident in Week 2. So for the game against the Redskins, I have him predicted for 9.8 fantasy points, and in conclusion, I have Gallup scoring even above his ceiling by 0.1 points thanks to that fit against the Redskins defense. I don't see him as a must start in PPR, but in standard, I want him in my flex spot for sure. What do you think about Gallup? Are you starting him this week? And what do you think about him moving forward? Let me know in the comments below.
Going for the big one. Down the field, wide open for the touchdown is Michael Gallup.
Hello Fantasy Faithful, I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to check out more of them right here and here. In case you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat.